Hello everyone, it's Tegato and welcome to my channel. This video is gonna be a bit weird because I'm not used to making content like this. It's gonna be very unscripted and just like very broad. I'm so used to only working like with a script and having my videos be very concise that I feel very out of my depths. But I have some bigger videos I'm planning, so I just wanted to get like a quick and easy video kind of out of the way just to help during that wait time. Also, sorry if I sound weird, I'm sick. So yeah, anyways, let's review November K-pop comebacks. This month wasn't bad for comebacks, but I feel like it was a bit of a sleeper month. Despite the fact that we've had groups like Aespa and Red Velvet in this same month, this month just like did not have a super huge impact for me. And I liked a lot of the songs, it didn't feel that crazy for me, which probably just has more to do with like me being oversaturated with K-pop right now. I'm probably needing a break and less to do with the actual artists themselves. But let's just get into it and see how we think about each track. So starting up, we have babymonster's Batter Up, and this track is so unsurprising, but like also kind of surprising at the same time because this is exactly what I expect from YG. The same formula, the same tired concepts and verses, and this isn't anything new. This is kind of what we all knew what we were getting into. But also just for that fact alone, I was expecting them to shake things up. I was like, no way they're just gonna give us the same 21 Blackpink wig and call it a day, right? They're gonna do something different. But no, they didn't. They stuck true to themselves, and yeah, I mean, I can't really complain now, can I? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm the one. This is Stockholm at this point. If I'm coming back to these comebacks and I know what I'm getting and I know I'm not gonna like it, then like clearly the problem resides in me, because I have a lot of complaints, but so little of them have to do with the song itself. Just looking at the song by itself, it's not a bad song. It's really catchy. It has some nice parts. It's nothing too revolutionary, but it's not a bad song. You can't say it's a bad song. But goddamn, it's so stale. Just like from everything YG has given us, it's the same thing, and there definitely just is so much burnout that has to do with that. And this formula has stuck so true to YG that there's people who are still blaming this on Teddy. I keep seeing tweets of like, oh no, the Teddy effect. Look what Teddy's done now. Somebody fired Teddy. This track has nothing to do with Teddy. And honestly, that's kind of insane, because as blanks and just people who like YG groups, we've been blaming this problem on Teddy for so long, when truly it's clearly a problem with YG's management and directors, and just clearly it's not a him problem. And he's made some good tracks. I think just over time YG has forced him into this box, and they're forcing their other producers into the same box. I mean, the fact that this is like a mainline debut and we're using the same sample as Money and we're bringing nothing new to the table, it's kind of crazy. It's truly the bare minimum, which we're used to, but the fact that everyone's eating it up, it's expected, but it still like kind of drives me insane. And I can't blame them, because like I said, the song itself isn't bad. There was this one verse, in the second verse, there was this one girl who started rapping, and genuinely, that rap was like actually kind of insane to me. She was like wearing the purple and stuff. I'll play a clip. I'll edit in a clip of her rap. But it was actually so good. That was like the highlight of the entire song for me. That was the only time I was like, wow, this is actually something that's impressive. Everything else just felt like retired Blackpink concepts and verses and just like a whole Blackpink reject, which, yeah, I mean, that's what we were gonna get. This comeback was so built up, and it came and went like that. I don't see that many people besides like the pre-debut stands like talking about it and like absolutely loving it. It didn't have that much of an impact, which is definitely interesting. Now let's talk about Aespa's fourth mini album, Drama. Before we talk about that, can we talk about the true star of this era, which is that Jingle Bell Rock version Aespa released? Which, okay, they mixed a trap beat with Christmas, which like usually I'm like, boo, ew, that's boring, like please wrap it up, like save it for Ariana Grande. But no, like I kept listening to it, and then I listened to it more, and it's so good. I don't know, something about like their like nice like soothing voices on it. I don't know, it's just that song really did it for me. Like Aespa, maybe they're the Christmas queens. Like maybe after Twice's Donut, maybe we have Aespa Jingle Bell Rock. But anyways, let's talk about the actual album here, not their little Jingle Bell Rock cover. Drama is, it's a good song. It's not a bad song again, but I've fallen into this trap where I'm wanting every Aespa release to be as good and as experimental as Next Level and Savage, and just I don't think we're gonna get that, especially with how hard SM is pushing to the American market. I just don't think we're gonna get that, so I'm just setting myself up for disappointment every time. And it's making me not appreciate eras that aren't even bad, like Drama or Girls, because Girls was good. That was a good era. The B-sides weren't horrible, but I couldn't appreciate it because I was like, what is this NCT reject? And I feel like I'm caught in the same thing for here. Like, Drama was nice, it was catchy. Trigger Trick was really good. Like, that song was genuinely really good. Am I gonna listen to it again? Am I gonna come back to it? No. But was it a good song, and did it have a few really good streams? Yes, it did. Don't Blink, not my song. That whole wild west K-pop vibe, it'll never do it for me. Like, Not Shy is the only song in my heart that'll be good and have that wild west concept or sound. Everything after that, please retire it, please. Hot Air Balloon was really nice and cute. I enjoyed that song thoroughly. I don't come back to this album, but I did enjoy most of the songs on it. YOLO, didn't like that one either. It's just not my cup of tea. Like that, the plugs and everything, it's just not a song I like. And You was surprisingly good, because I'm not usually a fan of like acoustic guitar ballads, because it's like, oh, like the minute I hear those guitars, I'm like thinking of like white Christian horse girl. It's just no. But You like actually built up really well, and I do come back to it occasionally. Like, I like it. But yeah, it was an okay release for Aespa. It's nothing revolutionary, but if you like Aespa, you'll like this. It's not that, it's inoffensive, and I don't think there's that much wrong with that. I just hope we get the Aespa that I fell in love with back in future eras. REVE loves, you guys are so boring. You guys will like scream and shout you want a Velvet concept, but what you really mean is you want another Psycho, or you want a Bad Boy 2.0. Like, I feel like Chill Kill was so good for me, and I'm having such a cognitive like dissonance, because I liked so many of these tracks, and I really liked the main title track, but just it's a mid-off for everyone else, and I'm like, whoa, is my music taste horrible all of a sudden? Because so many of these songs did it for me, like really did it for me. I mean, I feel like Chill Kill would have done so well if it just had like your basic R&B drop for the chorus. I feel like that's the problem so many people had with it. They were expecting that, so when the chorus got a little experimental and had a nice little key change, it just really rubbed people the wrong way. But for me, I understood it on the first listen. I understood it every listen. Like, this is music. This is music for me. This is the K-pop I subscribe to. But I don't know about y'all. I personally really liked it. Knock Knock, fun song. This is like their second time sampling Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Maybe we let it rest. It's not bad, but like the people who are saying this should be the title track, you guys are boring. I'm sorry, you guys are so boring. Please just let this be a nice B-side, because that's what it is. Underwater, actually amazing. This is the song that gave me the most cognitive dissonance, because me and my friends all listened to it, and then after we're giving like album reviews, and I'm like, wow, Underwater was that song 10 out of the 10, and they're like, no, it's very mid, it's very horrible, like they did not eat this one, it's kind of trash. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? Do you guys remember when REVE Loves were like, oh, this is perfect 10 with a strap on, this is curing Korea's birth rate? Like, it's kind of true. This song is so good. It's true Red Velvet R&B realness, and I can't believe people aren't seeing the vision. I mean, you're hating on this, but you bump to Kingdom Come every single listen. I like Kingdom Come, don't get me wrong, but that's on the top of your playlist, that's on the top of your Spotify Wrapped, and you're telling me Underwater is, but okay. Nightmare, very there's nothing much to say. It's okay. It's kind of mid. It's a nice filler track. Oh, I skipped. Ooh, Will I Ever See You Again? That song, hey, it's like Taeyeon's I Envy You if I had no flavor. It's the only song on the album I actually dislike. It's such a filler track, and I feel like it just disrupts the entire album every listen. Iced Coffee, we finally have Lyra and Red Velvet back again, and honestly, it's a very nice and cute song. I feel like I've seen Lyra do so much better, so I feel like the Lyra songs that do get picked up by K-pop companies aren't always their best work, so sometimes it makes me a bit sad, but I feel like Iced Coffee is still pretty good on its own. It's a nice segue to get you to like the last 4 tracks. I think it serves its purpose, and it's quite nice. One Kiss, that song is so good. It's so catchy. I don't understand how like people aren't bumping to it the way I am. The pre-chorus where it's like ooh, and like the harmonies, ooh, it's just like rubs my brain. It's so good. Bulldozer, this is the song. This song also gave me cognitive dissonance because me and my friends were done with the album, and I was like, wow, Bulldozer is such a sleeper. Like, why are we opening up with that rap? But my friends were like, no, that's the best song on the album. What do you mean? Like, this song single-handedly saved the album. I'm like, what? And now I see the vision now. It's still like not my favorite song, but I think it's actually really good. Wings, very nice, very Red Velvet. It reminds me of what's that? It's one of the B-sides on Really Bad Boy. I think it's Butterflies. Like just the vibes. It also reminds me of Stacy's Butterfly, ironically, just because like the soundscape, like the pretty, like kind of reversey sounding belly sounds. I don't know how to describe them right now. They're very pretty. I like them. Scenery was a nice like ender ballad. Every K-pop album needs its ballad. That's just how the universe works. That's how K-pop companies work. They always need to like shove in the ballad at the end to leave the album off at the emotional note. And you know what? With groups like Red Velvet, I appreciate it because we're gonna get good vocals and we're actually gonna get something meaningful. Scenery was very much that. It was very nice. I liked it. Overall, the album was very solid, like 7, 8 out of 10. I can't believe not as many people like it. And I understand like Red Velvet has better work, but come on, this isn't that. Like, it could have been worse. I think this album was good. Next, we have zerobaseone's Melting Point. And for me to talk about a boy group, I feel like it says a lot because I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, only girl groups are good. Like, if you like boy groups, you're misogynistic. Boy groups die. Like, I'm far removed from that phase of my life. Like, boy groups are there. They're just not my cup of tea. They usually don't do it for me. They're usually not as innovative as girl groups. But like, zerobaseone, they've kind of been doing it for me. Like, ever since their debut, they keep on surprising me, and it's very welcomed because I usually don't like or appreciate boy groups, but I casually follow up on zerobaseone just because I was like mildly a Ricky fan when he was all over TikTok with his like Charisma Boss Baby. So I was like, let's just see what they're releasing, and it was surprisingly good. Their first album, I didn't like the whole album, but In Bloom was genuinely such a good song. So this came out and I was like, let me give it a listen. I remember when the teasers came out, we were all kind of like catfish because we're like, what? They're doing, what's the opposite of girl crush? Like, is it boy? It's not boy crush. Let's just say hard. They're doing like a hard concept now. What? Why are they doing that? And I was like, oh, I know this is going to be bad. Like, maybe they should have just stuck with the like New Jeans tease. But no, the song was actually like very nice and very pretty. It was like drum and bass and it had like a little like club pre-chorus moment with those kicks. And then the chorus is where it gets you. That's where it has its little like hard hitting switch up. And usually I wouldn't appreciate that, but honestly, just for the fact that the pre-chorus goes right back to like the same soundscape and it's very pretty all again, it makes for a good listen. It changes things up, but it's not too interrupting, and I appreciate like the genre fusion. That's what K-pop is built upon. So the fact that they would add that into like drum and bass and like club music, I think that's very cool, because if this was like a New Jeans track, we're not going anywhere. We're gonna stay in the same soundscape. We're not gonna get a bridge where I'm kind of getting like PTSD flashbacks talking about this. My one video, what was it, why the bridge dying in K-pop is a problem. That video, I had like 24 subscribers before that video came out, and then that video just blew up, and now I have like 500, which thank you so much, guys. But like, I wasn't used to being in the spotlight like that, so having so many comments be like just like completely not understanding the video, or like missing the whole disclaimers, missing like complete sections of the videos where I explain myself, and just like just having no like audio comprehension or whatever, and just like completely come out like, you hate New Jeans, what has New Jeans done to you? It's garage music. It's not supposed to be innovative. Like, whoa. I was so not used to that. But no, back to Zb1. Sorry for the off-topic rant. But Melting Point, that was a nice opener for the album. Like, again, it had the very pretty vibes, and then the chorus was kind of like it kind of went half-timey. It was kind of like synth rock. I can't even describe it, but it was very nice. And then Take My Hand, the plucks scratching my brain so well for that song too. It's so good. Like, it's just it's such ear candy throughout the entire song. Like, I love it so much. Like, that means a lot for me, because I'm really not used to this in boy groups. Like, the only other boy group who's impressed me besides Zb1 is like The Boys, which they did release their comeback, Watch It. I'm just gonna quickly speak on that. I thought it was good. It's nothing too revolutionary again, but it was a nice listen. It was very catchy. The whole album, there was a few good tracks, but again, there's not much to say, so I'm not gonna like focus on them too much. But yeah, I liked it. Next, we have Kiss of Life's Born to Be XX, and I don't know what expectations I have for Kiss of Life because just already into their debut, they ventured into so many genres. So I don't know what I'm liking the most for them. Like I like Natty's Sugarcoat and their debut song the most out of anything they released. So I think I'd like for them to like stay in those pockets, those spheres of like hip hop and R&B. I think it just fits their vocals and their like rapping. I think it just like fits their vocal tones so much, and their top lining on tracks like that are so catchy. Born to Be XX, there's some good here, but then there's just a lot of mid. Like I don't even dislike the album. It just doesn't do much. Bad News, it's the same sample as Itzy Sorry Not Sorry. So there's already just a layer of personality taken away because every time you play the song, you're just gonna think of Itzy and that song because Itzy did it first. It's just kind of stagnant. There's not that much interesting besides like the little high notes they do in the chorus. We got the moves, where they're kind of like playing with their deliveries, which are very fun, but like everything besides that, like the verse, the raps, it's not that interesting. And I feel like even for the better songs in this album, there's a consistent lack of like good mixing and mastering in this album that's kind of making the whole thing fall flat. Like a lot of the times the vocals are overpowering the tracks, but they sound so flat at the same time. Like they're just not mixed well in. It's the same problem like Modhouse is having with like Odd Eye Circle and Heejin and Triple S, where it's like a lot of these songs are really good, but it's so hard to get into them because the companies aren't like getting proper like mastering engineers or proper like mixers. Like and it's like you're ruining your tracks for no reason. Like nobody knows that song. It's the best song on the album. Like it objectively just is the best song. It's so good, but the mixing suffers. So like I can't bring myself to listen to it on like extended plays. Same with like My 808. That song is pretty fun. It has like this like tropical vibe. It's kind of like Stacy's Not Like You, where it's like it's not a song you would expect to be like tropical at all, but like it kind of has those snares that give it like kind of like tropical like islandy vibe. So it's like it's kind of interesting. And then everything after that is just like it's kind of like a sleeper album, which I think it's promising that they would release like a 6-track mini album this early into like their career. I'm kind of tired of seeing groups debuting with like one single and then just like releasing singles after that and just like not giving us musical content to work with. So I'm happy they like gave us something actually meaty to like digest, but at the same time quality over quantity. Like a lot of these songs probably shouldn't have been here. I don't think a lot of them are that good, but that's just my thoughts. I'm still gonna follow up on them. Like I'm kind of excited to see where they go, but I don't know. I think this just might be like a Stacy situation where it's like the group is really good, but there's so many like bandwagon stans who like think they're like the second coming of K-pop, and then they release like one like a single or something, and they immediately all leave, and it's like all of this like tension and build up just has immediately dissipated because there was so many fans who were only there for like one era. But I don't know, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you came it this far, like thank you so much. I'll see you next time.